Hi, I'm Todd and welcome to Acme Machining. Today we're going to put a new wire wheel on the bench grinder here. I picked up a new Walter. One thing I don't like about the grinding wheels we get is this. It's the only good use it is to let your dog play with it. Go fetch, right? I don't have a dog, so I got no use for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same as I did here. I'll move in a little closer. I build aluminum bushings to fit the wheel properly. So that shaft is going to fit that grinder, and the tolerance is going to be right on so that we don't have any vibration. So I'm going to tear that old wheel off and we'll be back. Now the new wheel is going to fit in here. I just got it sitting on the board. It's very, very loose. One thing I got to do is I got to watch my space that I have here. And there's the old spacer for the other wheel I had in, and that's how I like them to fit. Like that there, as you can see, is not coming out easy. And that's how this here one will be the same. So this fits in on the shaft nice and snug. But I'm going to trim that down because I need to go to 1.260 for the inside here. And I need to go to 1930 for the inside here. So I'm going to make a double step on this. And, well, this one, actually I'm going to grab a new piece of 2.5 because I don't think I can make a double step out of what's left of this. So I've got a nice chunk of 6061. And I'm going to go over to the saw. I'm going to cut myself off a couple pieces. Or at least one, because I can part them in the lathe, and we'll get started. Okay, I got a chunk of 6061 in the lathe there. I cut it to just a little over 2 inches. Didn't get it anything particular, I just laid it down and cut it. I'm going to bore through. I need a .456 hole. And that's just about 3 thou over 29/64. So I'm just going to start and get a hole through it. I'm just going to drill it, and then I'm going to start cleaning up one side there, and I'll get it to the dimensions of my 1930, and then I'll go to my 1260 and get it to fit that wheel properly. Then I'm just going to flip it around and I'm going to rinse and repeat the other side, and then I'll part it off to where I need it and bring her down to size as required. So I'm going to get started here. Try to find a good spot for you guys. It's real hard here on this mill, or on this lathe. I don't have a big enough garage, but I'll see what I can do here. Zoom it in just a little bit, and I'm going to get going on this. I am at 360 RPM. I'm just doing aluminum. That should be fine. Excuse me a moment. Sorry about that. Had to look after a customer. Well, I'm just going to take a few steps at this. I'm going to go 3/8 right through, and then 7/16, and they'll bring it up to 29/64. So. Boring is, but I'll bring you back when I'm through this. Now, to not get real fancy with measuring devices, because some people don't have everything that Adam Booth does, I lay this down, and I can get this Allen key in here, so that there's going to be my step between my 1930 and my 1.260. So, and the Allen key is 155. So 1.55 down. So I'm just going to dot that down, and then I'm going to start bringing that to size on one end. I'll take it off and see how it fits afterwards. Gonna move you down here. Try to get you some decent footage here. And that's 310, so I'm just going to set my little dial indicator here. Got that zeroed out, so I'm just going to start taking some off here. I picked 310 because I said my target was 1.55, so that'll be my 2 steps that I got to take in that far. Get things turning the right way here. Measurement, see where we're started, and we're at 231, and we're going to 193, so we got some going to get. set you up so you can see my dial indicator here. I'll try to get you in a spot where there's not so much glare on. Okay, I got a book on this, trying to cut the glare down for you guys. I'll show you this. Hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing here. Bring it into the zero and back it off. Now I've got that down so that rib fits in there, and now I'm going to take off 155 for the center to fit. Just going to do that off camera and I'll bring you back. Okay, we're down to just a little over 30,000, so I'm going to dial in another 15 on the dial here. Take our cut, we'll see how close we get here. So I'm at 12645. So I should have about another 5 thou to come off here. But that's press fit right now, so we're going to leave that. Give you a little close-up of what's going on here. So that's our piece now. And there it is. So I'm just going to flip this around now. I'm going to repeat the other side, and then I'll part it off and get it trimmed up to size for what I need to fit inside the grinder, and that should be a great mount for the wire wheel. I'll get back to you. Actually, one thing I'd like to show you when I'm flipping this around. I want to make everything line up as best as possible. So slide the drill bit back in before I tighten it up. This way I know my center hole is on target. So I'm going to cut the other side just like the first one, and then I'll part it off and I'll be back to you. I know some people like to brag at how big their shop is. I can't do that. I make a living as a mechanic, and this is what it looks like when I get things in my shop. So there, I just barely got the door closed. And we'll walk you around up front here. And it's a good thing I'm not a fat guy, because that's how much room I got. Okay, I gotta jack this thing up, crawl underneath there, replace a starter on this, but I'm not videoing my mechanic work. There's enough people that do that. I just wanted to show you, when you need to get things done, there's a way. We're back. All I'm going to do right now is turn the speed down. Deburr the inside edge. Clean up these edges. Switch this out for the parting blade. More blade sticking out than that. Okay, now all I'm doing right here is I'm just taking this until I don't feel it clicking. So I'm sorry my hand's in the way, but bring this up. Call this 0. Now I'm going to bring it in. Right to around 275 thou. Set my speed at 220. Put some WD-40 on it. Sandvik blade really likes to chew through it, no problem at all. want to break the edge here. Let the drill bit catch it. A little warm. Now all I do for this little piece here, I'll clean it up after, but it's good. And I think that spacing is going to give us just great. So I'm going to cut the other one off camera and I'll get back to you. So another way to measure this out is, now that I've got it just held by the short ridges and it's up against the jaws of the truck, I run my cut-off parting blade up to touch the edge of the truck jaw, and I set my dial indicator. I'm not going to show you the dial indicator because the glare kills you guys. And then I open it up. 1, 2, doing this one at 250, and I lock her down. So there's just another simple, easy way of doing that. I'm going to part this off and I'll get back to you. So there's our last piece parted off. There's what we ended up with waste. Probably about 5/8 of an inch, but I'm not going to sit there and measure and end up working with nothing and coming up short, so I'd rather have a little extra. And I'll get this out of here. It's probably warm. And I'll set the camera up and I'll see you over at the grinder. So I got the two of these, and as you can see, one is just slightly different than the other. This one's 275, this one's 250, this end here, and I did it just so I can see, because this is a big wheel for this grinder, and I just want to see where it sets. with the plate on. And that there is putting it just about dead center with the 250 on the inside. So I'm going to put the nut back on. Don't forget to put your safety guards in place. Not going to put this side plate on yet, but I'm just going to stand aside, get that up to speed, and let it run for a minute. Never stand in front of one of them when you're starting them up the first time, because if anything's going to fly out, you don't want it to fly out at you. You can see from the dirt that I don't use my safety guards, my eye shields. I can't keep them clean, so I use these when I'm grinding. So I'll get this side guard back on, and you all have a nice day. Please subscribe. It's December the 30th, so tomorrow's New Year's Eve, and y'all have a good New Year's, and we'll see y'all later. Please subscribe. You've seen how tight it is in here with the vehicle. I'd like to get away from working on vehicles. I've been doing it 45 years. But got to find something else to pay the bills, and machining doesn't do it yet. So thank you, folks. Have a good evening. One more thing. When you're throwing out an old grinding wheel, break them. Okay, I'm going to put this in the press, and I'm going to darn near bend it in half, because somebody will pick this worn up old wheel that's losing its wires, find it in the dump, think they got a gold mine, and they'll lose an eye. Same with your stone wheels. Break them, because nobody's going to pick up a broken wheel and put it on their grinder. And I won't buy a wheel that I haven't bought from the, won't use a wheel that I haven't bought from the store, because when other person's junk thrown out like that, it scares me, because I haven't had one of these blow up my face. I don't want to see it happen. So y'all have fun, and thank you. There you have it, folks. One unusable wheel.